Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tucson Weekly, Access Tucson, Project White House, Dark Horse Presidential Candidate Twitter Debate, featuring lesser-known candidates in the Republican presidential primary that Arizona voters will decide on February 28th. Let's say you landed on the tarmac in an airport, and an Arizona governor ran up to you and stuck a finger in your face. What would you do?
I'd have my finger in her face long before she'd have hers in mine.
Maybe just check, see if she was okay. She wasn't kind of falling apart, or it seemed like she might be losing her mind a little bit. Offer her some care.
I would hope that my Secret Service would take her down.
If it's the index finger, I'd ask, and can you also count to 2?
Would you, by show of hands, kick Rick Santorum in the jimmy?
What's a jimmy?
That's an excellent. It's the male anatomy.
I would think anybody that doesn't have a jimmy would want to.
I wouldn't want to get that close to Santorum.
Is there anybody else you'd like to kick in the jimmy?
If I met George Bush, you know, the politician that I probably hate most out of all, I would go up and respectfully shake his hand and use decorum and say, "Hello, Mr. Bush, it's a pleasure to meet you," even though in here, you know, I'd have a big loogie.
Should orcas receive citizen status?
I don't see why they would. They have an IQ that's pretty decent, probably as strong as a congressman, but I don't think that you know, they could pass a 6th grade civics class.
6th graders figure into your plan, Mr. Benjamin. You said you will replace all of the Senate with 6th graders, I believe. Would orcas work?
The 6th graders at least have taken the civics class, and they understand compromise, they understand discussion, and obviously our congressmen and congresswomen don't understand that. I think the killer whales are organized in a pod system, and Congress could probably learn from that, whatever that means.
I think that orcas should not get citizenship status because then you couldn't eat them. So 6th graders, I'm all for that because I work with young people and they know what's up and they have important things to say.
Would you be supportive of zombies retaining the right to vote?
Hell yeah.
Anybody else? That's a bit of a shocker.
I would not let a zombie vote.
Death should not disqualify you from voting.
It's ridiculous, and this is why we need an overhaul of government, because zombies have feelings too, I'm sure of it.
So it's a problem of ignorance.
It is. Always fear, always ignorance.
Should a zombie have the right to vote? Please, by show of hands.
So yes would be.
3 out of 7. Would Chuck Norris have a place in your cabinet? And if not, do you have another action star in mind?
My son's going to kill me, but probably not. You know, yeah. But I always kind of like The Rock. Yeah.
What would that position in your cabinet be?
I'd say HUD.
Is a roundhouse kick enough to earn you a place in the White House?
Let me answer my own way, if I'm not too far off topic from Chuck Norris and zombies. I think this country is a little bit overarmed and a little bit too gun nutty.
Well, mine is a Hello Kitty AK-47, and it's more like an art piece that I sleep with. But I could kill somebody with my bare hands, so I don't really need guns.
Can we get a show of hands? Who among you actually owns a firearm?
I do, by the way.
How is that not hypocritical?
I'm not concerned with it. I don't even know where they are, and I'm not concerned about carrying them into restaurants.
You don't know where they are?
No.
That's almost more dangerous, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what the NRA people say.
Which would you rather have, a bow and arrow or a gun? Gun wins.
Mr. Skelley, bow and arrow or a gun?
That's a good way to look at it.
Answer the question.
The ancient Egyptians used bows and arrows because they didn't have guns. They were the most advanced civilization on the planet for about 2,000 years.
Bow and arrow or a gun?
I'm not going to answer that question because I want to go on record as being totally opposed to guns on campuses.
Are you against bows and arrows on campuses?
I'm against, bows and arrows would be fine.
Yes. One of Rick Santorum's advisors suggested that women should hold an aspirin between their knees as a form of birth control. Should the federal government provide aspirin to women as contraceptive under Obamacare? Mr. Bollander?
Did you say aspirin?
Aspirin.
For birth control?
Mm-hmm. Between their knees.
And women should put aspirin between their knees?
As a form of birth control.
Well, I don't see how that would work. See, I'm lost in that question, but I would say to tell you it has to be a big aspirin to block the male from intruding to the female.
Big ass aspirin.
Big ass.
Big ass aspirin.
I think we should just all get pictures of Rick Santorum to put in our bedrooms and our laundry rooms where we have lots of sex, and that's birth control enough.
To suppress the urges.
Yes.
Yes. Very
Big
good.
deterrent.